bonsoir! I'm the Mademoiselle, and ça c'est deuxième channel. Welcome to my second channel. For those of you guys who are not aware, I have multiple channels. For whatever reason, there's people that really hit me up and they're like, oh, I didn't know I was watching a different channel. Yes, we now have 3 channels. My main channel, which is rants, reactions, and commentary on Black social issues, and now we're delving into scams. We have this channel, which is my Haitian channel, and then I have a personal channel, which is where my story times, the Mafia Speaks, and vlogs reside. Please make sure you peep the description box to learn more. Now, for this KrikkKak, we are actually going to be doing 2 different stories, and I took y'all advice, all right? I got me an iPad stand. Like, oh my God, hold on. Let me record it so I can put it in a video. Like, I don't know why I never thought of getting one of these. Like, this is lit. Like, it's so smart. I love it. The only issue is some of y'all be sending dissertations. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to scroll. But for this video, it's actually fine. I'm going to figure it out. I'll probably just have to bring it closer and bring it low. But this is the best thing ever. Shout outs to those of you guys who suggested this, okay? So, y'all already know how this shit goes. When I say crack, you guys comment down below crack. Since you allegedly have nothing to comment. We need to get to 100K so I can get into the real nitty gritty shit, okay? Such as the occult, Satanism, and so much more. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your dog to subscribe. I want another plaque by the end of the year. I've been saying that for a while, but I wasn't really working hard for it. But now I am. Also, for those of you guys who truly want to donate to Haiti, make sure you guys head down to the description and or linked comment down below to donate to P4H Global. It is the nonprofit that belongs to Birthdate. If you guys are not aware, she is responsible for the canal in Haiti that is now feeding so many, and now they are putting everything together to make Haiti's first landfill. I didn't know that Haiti didn't have a landfill either. Trust me, you're not the only one. It's absolutely insane that they don't have one, but the overall goal is to A, create the landfill, B, create jobs, and C, eventually turn that trash into energy. Because if you're not aware, Haiti, just like many other places in the Caribbean and many other islands, has to shut off energy in order to conserve it. So this is going to be an extremely huge project, and we really need your help. Again, everything you need is going to be linked down below. So let's get into this KrikkKak, right? So I feel like it looks weird that I'm looking up there, so I'm gonna adjust this a tad. If you guys have stories you would like to share, please make sure you send them to the email right here on the screen. Do not send them to my personal or my business email, or I will trash it. Additionally, for those of you guys who have a problem with me speaking in the beginning or speaking in between these, suck your mother, get momo pagi moon kap force la. Nobody is forcing you to be here. I do my videos how I do my videos. If you don't like it, click the fuck off. Thank you. All right. Hey girl, hey, I hope you're having a day as beautiful as you. I've been thinking about telling one of my stories for a while, and I just got off the phone with my older sister and remembered this particular one. Thank you so much. That was so nice. Honestly, nothing is better than a story triggered by someone like literally like hitting you up and you're like, oh my God, I remember that story. Woo, chat. All right, so boom. I think at this point in time, I may be 9 or 10 years old. We just moved into this new house. My mom, stepdad, older sister, younger brother, newborn sister, and myself. How big is this damn house? Y'all living in a mansion? So you, older sister, younger brother, newborn. God damn. I don't know. Yo, maybe it's just me, right? Like, I feel like I make enough to barely sustain myself, and then having one kid is a stretch. But when people have like more than 2, I'm just like, how are you feeding them things? I love kids. Don't mind the fact that I'm calling them things. I work with kids every day. I'm a dance teacher, but it's just like kids eat like animals. Like they eat like fucking aliens. Like, how are you feeding these kids? Damn, that's a lot. From the moment I stepped foot in this house, I felt heavy, like a dark energy was looming over me. But of course I'm 10, so I don't understand what that means. We move in and start unpacking and settling in the first night. My mom and stepdad get into a huge fight. Fights aren't abnormal for them at this point, but it began getting physical, which was abnormal. My older sister, probably around 15, took us all to the backyard to avoid the trauma of seeing it. There was one time my dad tried to push my mom, and I was ready to call the police. For those of you guys who have witnessed your parents, like one parent hitting another, like this, what really goes through your head? Because especially as a kid, the first thing I'd be thinking is I'm calling the cops. But I know a lot of people, especially kids, are like, no, I don't want mom or your daddy to go to jail. But it's like, I feel like as kids, yeah, it makes sense. Like we don't understand the trauma of it all. We don't understand the cycle whatsoever. I didn't understand the cycle of abuse until I became a full-blown adult, like in college for real. Like, and I still to this, I ain't gonna hold you to this day. I still don't understand how people will let their wife or their husband beat on them. Like, the fuck are you talking about? And it's so disheartening because I've had so many friends, so many family members go through this, and I personally cannot get it because it's like my parents never hit me, therefore it's just like violence was never normalized to me in a personal manner. And I understand a lot of people that's how they see love because that's how they saw their parents show love to each other. And it's just such an unfortunate situation. Like, at least if you're gonna knock your partner around, do it when the kids aren't around. Like, this is absolutely depressing. Like, I'm sorry you even had to go through that. Finally, they're done. He leaves for the night. Everything is fine. My older sister and I shared a room downstairs. It was pretty small, but we made it work. I couldn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling and just could not sleep. I kept hearing a knocking on the wall, and of course I'm a child, so I pulled the blankets over my head and hope it'll go away. But it didn't. I started feeling like something was hovering over me. Needless to say, I did not sleep that night at all. Over time, chaos started to erupt. My parents were fighting all the time. My sister kept getting kicked out for no reason, and at the age of 10, I experienced depression for the first time and tried to unalive myself by hanging with a belt. Jesus Christ. First of all, I'm sorry you even had to go through all of this, all because your parents want to do fuck shit. Like, I understand everybody makes mistakes. I understand everybody's human, but it's just like, why have kids and bring them into this toxic cycle? If you know your partner ain't shit, even in the slightest, because I know a lot of people like to use the, oh, well, they were good in the beginning. 9 times out of 10, you saw the red flags, you ignored them. I'm sick and tired of this shit. 9 times out of 10, it's very rare that somebody's able to mask that well that they're not shit. They may not beat you until you're married or whatever the case may be, but I'm saying, like, 9 times out of 10, you know this person isn't a good person. And then you sit there, you move your kids around this person. You have kids with this person. Why are we ruining generations? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And like, the amount of children trying to unalive themselves needs to be studied. Like, that is like the child. Like, this is so sad. Like, y'all shouldn't even know what that is. Y'all shouldn't even know what hanging is. Y'all shouldn't know what unaliving is. It's so unfortunate. Like, kids are getting their childhoods ripped away from them before they're even preteens. And I really don't like it. Like, y'all, we need to do better as adults, okay? Especially since we're the new adults. Move out of our room to the attic because it's bigger, and this is when ish really starts to hit the fan. I would have nightmares of me being chased by a man, okay? I could never see his face. I would wake up and look around in a shadow that looked like a man standing by the attic. Wait. Let me read that again. I could never see his face. I would wake up and look around in a shadow that looked like a man standing by the attic. I guess they meant to put a was just staring. I couldn't see his face, but his presence made me feel like I was suffocating. I don't know if I've ever heard anything like that before. So it sounds familiar, but I can't pinpoint it. I told my parents and they didn't believe me. Of course not. The only way I would sleep would be if I shared a bed with my sister or if my grandma told me Bible stories or sang to me until I fell asleep. One night, my stepdad yelled at me because I cried saying I was afraid and didn't want to go to my room. And I swear to God, I swear to this day, I audibly heard a deep male voice I was unfamiliar with say, yeah, just come upstairs, and laugh. Oh my God, it sounds like a demon was taunting you or just like a really malevolent spirit. Some ghosts are just mean as fuck, to be honest. It still creeps me out to this day. I literally have goosebumps as I'm typing this. I will never forget the voice or that experience. That same night, my sister stayed at her friend's house, so I was in the attic alone. Oh God. I put our little TV on the floor with our DVD player and laid in front of it because I figured he couldn't touch me if I was in the light. Where do y'all get this stuff from? Who tells y'all that? I had the same dream again, but woke up with a bruise on my leg. What the fuck? All of this continued on for the next year while we lived there, and my parents never believed me. Once we moved out, I never had the dream again. Never saw that man again. Never heard the voice again. My parents never got physical again, and my sister never got kicked out again. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. To this day, my chest still gets heavy if I have to drive by that house. I don't know who or what that man was, but I'm glad I never saw him again. Thank you so much for reading my story. Keep being amazing. You're gifted in so many ways, and I mean that sincerely. Aw, thank you so much. First things first, why the fuck are we kicking out 15-year-olds? Like, that I don't know. Like, I remember I had a friend whose mom did that to like her younger sister, and it was like this whole big thing, like to the point where my mom had to get involved. Like, it was a whole thing, and it's just like, that's a fucking child. Like, that's not even like, you can't even give the excuse of, oh, well, they about to be 18. Like, nigga, like, that's a whole kid, and even when they're 18, they're more than likely gonna still have to stay with you in order to survive. Like, that whole idea of kicking out kids is wild. The fact that you were having dreams she was getting kicked out and the fighting was really, really bad. Yeah, there's probably something wrong with that house. Like, I forgot. This is so annoying that I didn't think about reading this one. Like, I don't read any of these stories beforehand. I like to like have that organic reaction. But for those of you guys who are spiritual down below, there's a name for this, right? Basically, when the spirit of a house or a specific spirit is able to affect those who are living. Like, so a lot of people have this whole idea, right, that ghosts can't hurt you. They can't do anything to you because they're dead. That's a fucking lie. Because some spirits have specific types of powers. Just like us as humans, like some of us are able to do certain things or see certain things or feel certain things that others can't. It's the same thing in death. And especially if you believe in like reincarnation and stuff like that, like the more times you come here, the more advanced you are at whatever. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. Like, it's not really just cut and dry, oh, they're dead, they can't do nothing. Like, I wish it was like that, because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have so many paranormal stories that people write into me. And paranormal stories that you'll see on the internet, Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, like, it happens. Some spirits have different powers and different strengths, to say. Some of them can inhabit a whole house. Some of them can inhabit a whole town. Some of them could, like, just, you know, push things. Some of them could push you. Some of them could fuck with the lights. Like, child, that's why, yo, my biggest fear is moving somewhere and it's haunted. Okay, like, I ain't gonna hold you, because like, there was this apartment that I lived in. This is when I lived in Harrison. I don't want to say it was haunted, but I always felt like there was like at least 2 spirits in there all the time. And it terrified me only because, I mean, I talked to y'all about like my gifts or whatever, right? Like, so with Krikkrakcoz, I was born with a veil, so I see shit all the time. But unfortunately for me, all I can see is dead shit. If you're not a dead person or like something associated with the dead, I can't necessarily see you. So that shit scared me because I could never fucking see it. This shit was breaking my glasses, running up and down my hallway, like all types of shit. Like, and it's weird because it didn't terrify me really up until like I was leaving. That's when like I had a friend staying over and she was like, I see some shit in your hallway. And I'm like, all right, it's getting a little out of control. Maybe one day I'll do a story time on it, but I feel like it's not really that interesting. It's not really that long of a story time. Interesting stuff. So we're going to do a second story. Hi, my name is, we're going to name you Keisha. Stop putting your names in these stories. These are supposed to be anonymous. I just found your channel and I love your videos. I've been having some spiritual problems. I wouldn't say I'm a very spiritual person, but I can physically feel people's pain. That's a gift. So if you guys are not aware, I was baptized Catholic, went to Catholic church, went to Catholic school from K through 8th. And then, you know, I started going to Baptist, Pentecostal, all that. Now I'm non-denominational, like in general, like I don't belong to anybody, but I ain't gonna hold you. I will never, ever convert from Catholicism, which is a video in itself. One day I'll sit here and actually like divulge why I'll probably never convert. But there is something in the Catholic religion where this is a specific gift. I have no idea what it's called. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Let's see. Spiritual gift where you can feel people's pain. Because I know somebody that had that gift too. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, besides being an empath, that's not the word I'm looking for. There is a spiritual, oh my God, compassion and mercy. Y'all about to piss me the fuck off. Maybe, okay. Biblical term. Let's see. We're also saying empathy. There's a word for this. And I know somebody's going to comment it down below. So shout out to you and thank you so much. It's a gift. It's not a gift I'd want. But you're supposed to actually do something with this gift. But anyways, like when I hear or see someone get hurt, I can feel the pain. But maybe that's common. No, it's actually not. What's common is to feel bad for them, to feel like you're in their position, but not necessarily feel the pain. But back when I was 14 or 15, I started watching YouTube videos of people going to abandoned places and watching people communicate with ghosts. A lot of you guys have sent those videos to me and I'm just like, what the fuck do you exactly want me to do with this? The thing is, I think people should let the dead rest in peace, and if they're not resting in peace, let them figure it the fuck out. The whole idea of like those videos, like they piss me off. That's why I don't watch them. I wouldn't mind though. Maybe one day I'll get on here and react to one of them, but like reactions are for my main channel. I don't really do that here. But I wouldn't mind getting up here and like reacting to one of those one day, because I would say so much shit, because 90% of them shits are fake as fuck. Okay, like I'd have no problem on there like fake. But see, then niggas won't want to beef with me, and I'm gonna have to send my spirits. I don't got time, but that's not the point. I thought it was all fake until I found this one channel. After watching his videos, I would have bad dreams. So I don't watch that shit. I was very into videos like that, and I didn't get into tarot, thank God. But I guess I did something wrong. Nah, you need to expand. When you say you wanted to get into it, but you didn't get into it, does that mean you bought it, tried it, and didn't care no more? Does that mean, like, that could mean a lot of different things. So I started to see things in the corner of my room at night. I couldn't sleep at night. Sometimes to this day, I can still feel presence behind me. My mother, Okay, hold up. My mother, who is a Christian pastor, had to come to our house to throw away my cards and bless my room. Okay, I don't know if she's saying her mom is a Christian pastor or her mom had to get a Christian pastor. The figure never went away. I just slept with the lights on. I like to do this thing where I put my headphones on and play music and pace around. I have a friend that does that, and he was diagnosed with melodactyl daydreaming. Have you went to see a psychiatrist or something like that? Like, it sounds like you actually might have something going on. Sometimes I feel like I'm dancing with the devil. I try to keep on the lights at all times. I feel like I see things and I hear things, but no one is there. I got a kitten. I didn't have a bed yet, so I slept on the floor. What the heck? I need more details. There's a lot going on. I made a box bed for the kitten. He was in it, and while I was watching TV, a perfume bottle flew off my dresser and landed by my hand. Oh, Lord. Things love to fly off stuff in my house, too. And yes, it flew. I tried to ignore it. I knew it wasn't my cat. He was too small to jump on the dresser, and the bottle wasn't close to the edge. Sometimes I see tall black shadows out of the corner of my eye. Sometimes they call my name, and I say something like, huh, and realize there's nothing there. I know there's a lot to tell, but those are some of the things I have experienced. Now that I'm older, I can see full figures. Sometimes when I walk around my house, things fall right in front of me. I keep walking like I don't see it, but it honestly scares me. I have four cats now, and I honestly use them as an excuse when I see and hear things. I don't know what to do. What do you think? Okay, there's a lot going on here. So I'm guessing you're older, because you said when I was 14 or 15. So maybe you're like 17, 18, 19, 20 now. First things first, stop watching them damn videos. Okay, like I have no idea what the obsession is with those paranormal, go bother the dead when they aren't bothering anybody type of videos. I also like, it's just don't do it, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna put shit in your head. Like, that's one problem with it. Like, it kind of makes you think you're seeing things when you're not really seeing things. You're gonna have bad dreams because you just saw it. Just like there's a lot of people that watch my videos and they're like, oh my God, I had a dream after watching your videos. It's like, of course you're gonna have a dream after watching my videos. Like, I think it's just common sense. Like, just don't watch that stuff. In terms of the tarot, I hate the fact that everybody thinks they could pick up a pair of fucking tarot cards. Those are not toys. It's the same thing with Ouija boards. Those are not toys. I don't understand why everybody thinks they're a witch. I don't know why everybody thinks they're a spellcaster. I don't understand why, like, that shit bothers me so much, because it's not something you just wake up and you're like, I'm a witch, or, oh my God, I'm gonna do readings. And when you do, you fuck around and find out. For the most part, the thing is, when it comes to that whole tarot, okay, let me not say tarot. It's not even just tarot. When it comes to that whole spiritual realm that isn't organized religion, that's the best way to explain that. It is very hit or miss for a lot of people, because lineage, okay? Now imagine, right? A lot of people these days do not know their lineage. They don't know, like, a lot of people don't even know who their great-grandparents are. Can you imagine if you went to go pick up some tarot cards and some way, somehow you end up the descendant of someone that was burning witches at the stake? Y'all ever think about stuff like that? Like, that's why I always tell people, like, yo, as much history as you can get on your family, get it. Especially if you live in the United States and you're, like, not black. I know for black people, it's extremely difficult because, like, of course, we come from different countries and slavery and all of that shit. But when it comes to, like, white America, okay, maybe even some Hispanics, no, probably not. I feel like it's the same thing for black people. Like, for those of you guys that know that your ties are especially in the United States, go back as far as you can and find out who the fuck is in your family and what the hell they done did to people. Like, it's just like how when people be like, can white people serve voodoo? We're talking about a country, okay, the first black republic to defeat their slave captors. They cut people's heads off, okay? Haitians cut people. Like some things should just be common sense. And I'm not saying this falls to all white people. There's some white people that are exceptions. I know, like I know 2 people who are white and practice voodoo, but it's a very special circumstance. It's not something that white people could just go and pick up. Okay, first of all, it's a closed practice. That's 1. Second of all, the history. That's 2. Third of all, mind your fucking business and go deal with your own spirits. Fourth of all, fuck around and find out. I've already did stories on this channel about people that literally sat there and thought that they were above natural order and thought they could do whatever the fuck they want, and it did not end well. Okay, so I say all that to say maybe your lineage just doesn't go with that. Okay, maybe you are meant to be Christian, maybe you're meant to be Catholic, Methodist, Adventist, Pentecostal, Jewish, whatever, but when you're touching that spiritual realm, you got to be very careful, okay? Because you don't know what the fuck your ancestors done did. You don't know what your ancestors done did to fuck people over. You don't know, like, your great-grandmother was a slave catcher. Like, that's the reality a lot of people are living in, because nobody knows where the fuck they come from and nobody cares. Everybody just want to do whatever the fuck they want. And that's not how this shit works, especially when it comes to the spiritual realm that is not tied to organized religion. A lot of it does have to do with your lineage in regards to who's going to call on you to serve, what it is that you're going to get into. Like, you cannot just pick up and do whatever. Like, so, I mean, I'm happy that you're safe, and I'm happy your mom was smart enough to call a pastor, because that's wild as hell. Because, like, we all know a lot of parents, they like to sit there, bitch, cry, complain that, like, you know, we don't say stuff, and then when we do say stuff, they want to act like we're crazy. So I'm happy that your mom actually took that seriously, and I hope you are doing better. I do feel like something is trying to tell you something, like someone or something in the afterlife is trying to tell you something. It doesn't sound malevolent. I mean, they didn't throw the perfume bottle at your head. I had to read that again. No, it just flew off the dresser. And I realized, like, there's times where, like, spiritual activity is very heavy in my house. Shit falls, glass breaks, things go flying across the room. And it's always, like, right before something, like, pretty heavy happens. Like, now everything is chill. My uncle's in the hospital right now, but everything is chill. But I know as soon as something is going to happen again, like, shit's just going to start going haywire. Glass is going to keep breaking again. It's very annoying. I've lost so many of my beautiful glass cups because of that. That being said, if you guys have any advice for these 2 people, please make sure you leave it down below. Additionally, if you have your own stories, please send it right here. Not my business or my personal, because I will trash it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys join the membership or join the Patreon. And most importantly, please send a donation to Pay for Global so Haiti can finally have its first landfill. With that being said, I'ma see y'all next time.